If you want to be a $1 million author, there are two ways you can do it. The first is to sell about 400,000 copies of your book or more. Depending on your royalty rate, that should give you $1 million or more in profits. The second way is to sell far fewer books to a targeted audience of people and have multiple monetization opportunities stemming from your book that are optimized to get you to your millions as an author faster. I don't know about you, but I'll go for option number two, please. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 of the top book monetization strategies $1 million authors implement that contribute to their wild success. As I prepared to launch my first book, Write Your Book, 10 Mindset Hacks to Move You from Fear to Finished, I studied $1 million authors in both fiction and nonfiction genres because they're at the top of their game. And I decided there's no reason why I can't be one of them too. So I am at the beginning of my $1 million author journey. And in this $1 million author series, I'm sharing the mindset hacks and tactics that I'm learning and implementing for myself. So if you'd like to go on this journey of becoming a $1 million author, then keep watching because this series and this video is for you. I'm Denise Renee, your business book bestie. Here is my signature book, and these are some of my clients. I help professionals write books that make their business, career, or thought leadership brand visible. This video is about book writing strategy. So let's jump in. So let's get into these 3 book monetization secrets of $1 million authors. Book monetization secret number 1 is that $1 million authors create a catalog of content. They are prolific. They are not one book wonders. One of the biggest mistakes that I come across in the people that I coach or the prospects who want to work with me is they start telling me all of the different things that they want to pile into one book. And I keep saying over and over, your book has to be tightly focused on helping your audience accomplish one thing. It needs to either give them practical how-to step-by-step guidance, show success stories, or show the methodology. But it has to be focused on one thing. And if you have multiple ideas, that means you have multiple books. In the previous video, I shared one of the tactics that $1 million authors employ is by writing series of books. Writing a book series or multiple book series helps you go deeper with your audience on a topic and helps you grow wider. The more books you publish on that topic, more people get to know who you are, and then they get interested in your back catalog. I mean, I remember years ago, Russell Brunson writing a whole series about internet traffic. I think I have 2 of the books in his series. Alex Hormozy has a series. I got the first book in his series. It was so rich, I have not even gotten through everything yet. And he already has another book out. And I'm sure it's going to be chock full of valuable information. But prepare to write series of books. Now, if you need help getting started, then I strongly recommend my resource, 4 Steps to Start Writing Your Book. This resource is a checklist, a guided audio coaching session, and an action planner all rolled into one. And you will be empowered to start writing your book right away. Head over to writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps to get your copy and get started writing the first book in your series today. Now, the second book monetization secret is that $1 million authors have multiple streams of income from their books, especially the nonfiction thought leadership book authors. These types of books just lend themselves to a whole bunch of monetization strategies. I have a video from last year on my channel that talks about 11 ways to monetize your book. I'll leave it linked in the description for you. But some of the most popular ways that nonfiction thought leadership book authors monetize their books outside of the direct sales of the book is by offering courses, offering coaching, offering consulting, having a paid community, and having monetizable content on YouTube and other platforms, such as a podcast. That podcast, centered around the topic of their book, can gain sponsors. Or, depending on the nature of the podcast, sometimes hosts have their podcast set up in a way where people pay to be on their platform. There's so many ways you can monetize your book outside of the direct sales of the book which will get you to those millions super fast, or at least faster than trying to sell 400,000 copies of your books one at a time, or even if you're using bulk sales. And book monetization strategy number three, million-dollar authors transform their books into experiences. So think taking your book and making it a workshop series, making it the theme of a retreat, whether in the country or in an exotic location. Think of how many conferences are centered around a book that the conference host wrote. It could be a single day, multi hour event, or it could be a multi day event. It could be in person or it can be online. There's literally no limits to how you can change and transform the ideas and the concepts in your book to generate more money. And surprise, surprise, I have a bonus for book monetization secret for you. And baby, this is my favorite one. I am looking forward to doing this. Million-dollar authors license their books or stories to be turned into movies and other media. So, in a previous video in this series, I mentioned two pretty famous nonfiction books, T.D. Jakes' Woman Thou Art Loosed and Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. T.D. Jakes had a conference running for 20, 30 years, child. And I think it also became a book. No, yeah, there is a book, but I think it also became a movie. And I think there was also a CD and some music, a couple of CDs around it. Child, so much stuff. And of course, Steve Harvey's book got turned into two movies. There's some other nonfiction memoir books that also got turned into movies, which are pretty famous. Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights, and Seabiscuit were all memoirs that got turned into movies. Can you imagine your story as a founder becoming a movie? We won't talk about that movie that painted Mark Zuckerberg in a bad light. We won't talk about that. Of course, there are tons of fiction books that got turned into blockbuster movies. The movie Julie and Julia started off as a blog, became a book, and then a blockbuster movie, which I absolutely adored. And it was starring the one and only Meryl Streep, darling, as Miss Julia Childs herself. Girl Interrupted is another one that starred a very young Angelina Jolie. And Catch Me If You Can started off as a book. I knew that the story was a real story of a real person, but I didn't realize until researching for this video that it started off as a book and became a movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. So if you can get your book leveraged into movies or TV show, that Hollywood money can get you to them millions fast, baby. But here's the thing. These amazing opportunities and others that I haven't even mentioned will have no way of getting to you if no one knows about your book. You have to be committed to continuously marketing and selling your book. Learn how to get your book into the right hands of your targeted readers by diving into these three important book selling secrets of million-dollar authors. Click on that video right now, and I'll see you on the other side.